Welcome back to our Nioh 2 100% walkthrough. In this episode we'll be doing the main mission called Corpses and Ice. We've got 8 Kodama to collect and we've got 1 hot spring location. My name is Azzavhar or Azza. Now let's get into the video. But just before we actually jump into the main mission, head on over to Starting Point and then Hidden Tea House. So after you clear the mission called A Way Out, you should have access to the Hidden Tea House. So here you can choose a clan. They've all got different bonuses and benefits. So just going to show you the one that we are rocking, which is this one here called Toyotomi. And what this does is gives a chance to double the amount of Amrita earned from defeating enemies, as well as restoring health when you absorb Amrita. So basically you get loads more Amrita, and as you absorb it, it also recovers your own health, which is really useful. So feel free to use whichever one you want. I'm just going to show you the one that we are using. On top of that, you can also pop to the shrine, make offering and receive Kodama blessing, and if you apply this top one here, the Oracle blessing increases the amount of Amrita that you acquire, which only helps us recover more health. Other than that, we should be good to go. Feel free to pop to the blacksmith. You can stock up on ammo, arrows and purifying salt. You could craft yourself some new armor and weapons if you need it. Other than that, yeah, we should be good to go. So let's jump into Corpses and Ice. This is a main mission, so it will take a little bit of time. It's not the longest one in the world. It's not too bad. Well, let's get cracking. So I'm just going to show you the gear and equipment that we are rocking. We've got the Shinobi armor set on, level 51, 45, 54, 51, and 52. Mostly purple rarity. We've also got 53 Kasuragami. We've got a 51 bow and a 51 rifle. We probably should spend some points, some skill points and some title points. We haven't done that for a little while, so let's go and do that. In terms of leveling up, we're going to pop some points into magic at this point. We're going to try and work towards getting some magic spells, so we're going to put some points into magic. And then if we just check our skills, the Onmyo magic that we're going to be getting is this one here called Sloth Talisman. So work towards that. That will come in very useful for a boss later down the line. And we're also going to work towards this one over here, which is called the Rejuvenation Talisman. So head towards that as well. We'll leave the others for now. Just going to check the titles real quick. We've got 3 points to spend. Yokai ability damage, Amrita earned, extended yokai shift. That should do. That'll do for now. Let's get cracking with the actual stage itself. So we have an NPC. NPC will help us on this mission. So pop this guy in the face. Item behind there. There's an item behind this building as well, if memory serves, so I'll grab that. There's quite a few human enemies at the start of this stage, so a lot of it's just going to be popping enemies in the head. Like so. Then we encounter some yokai a little bit later on in this stage. So there's usually an enemy patrolling around this area. You can grab a scampus just inside this building here. You want to restore your magic. Like so. Here we go. This guy's probably going to spot us and throw the thing. That'll do. With these watchtowers here, a lot of the time, if you see a watchtower and you can actually climb up the ladders, there's usually an item that's kind of like hiding at the top, so feel free to check those out. There's quite a few enemies knocking about over here. You've got one just up there, just pop him in the face. One in a watchtower there as well, so if you can see the red dot, pop him in the face as well. One just there. You guessed it. Pop him in the face as well. There's 2 more up there as well, so we'll pop those in the face. This guy's walking down the thing. Got 1 bullet left. Switch to bow and arrow. Not sure why that guy's walking away. He's just been shot in the head there, but fair enough. I'll just grab this treasure chest here. And the stuff in the building. There is a well just around the side. You can just give this a quick pop Oh, I got one of these kappa things. Give them the old 1-2. That's that. This guy has apparently forgot he's just been shot in the teeth, but there we go. That's we'll just finish him off. And there's one more guy over there as well. I didn't think we got the headshot there, but apparently we did, so that's all good. And another example of these towers, you've got another tower with ladders. So another item hidden up the top. We'll grab that. And then the intended way is actually to go down here, but we'll just grab some stuff first of all. There's quite a few bits and bobs that we should grab before heading forward. So we'll just grab all that stuff up there. The treasure chest that was in that house there, and then follow it back round. I'm not sure if we grabbed all that stuff, so we're just going to double check. There we go. Just a few arrows, and then we're going to head down this pathway. A few enemies are knocking about, so we'll try and headshot them. There's one up there, and one up there, just looking for the red dot so we can get the headshot. A couple of enemies back there. Might be able to lure him over without luring the other two. I'll just go for it. You could be a little bit more patient than me on that bit if you wanted to, and wait for the yokai, the bigger yokai, to sort of like walk away, and then you could headshot these two whilst they're feeding. Against this body here, so you could just wait for that, but it's entirely up to you. So other than that, we can crack on. Item just here. And we can activate a shortcut if we follow this back around. There's an item just hidden. Kick these ladders down. That leads back to the original shrine at the start of the stage. A couple of enemies knocking about here. Just give them the old 1-2. There we go. And I think there's an item just here as well. So grab that. So that is clear. If you need to stock up on some bits and bobs and replenish your items and your magic and stuff, then you could visit the shrine if you want to. Just bear in mind it will respawn certain enemies. So purification and arch yokai. Just going to run on up. First counter that. Try and get the horn break on this guy. There we go. Grab that Enki soul core. Enki versus Enki there. There is a Kodama just hidden here. It's actually hidden behind some items, so I think they actually smashed in the fight there, so just bear that in mind. And then we got a treasure chest. So we shall grab that. Sometimes you can get some items in these stuff here. Just give them a quick smash. Other than that, I think we are good to crack on. So what we'll do next, we'll head back to where those stairs were. Proceed forward down here. Just going to heal up because we're looking a little bit low. And another Kodama just tucked away behind these boxes, so grab this Kodama. There we go. And this bridge here can be a little bit spicy. It's very easy to fall off this bridge, and there's quite a few enemies on it, so it's usually a good idea to try and bring the enemies to you and fight on this bit of land here, so it's less spicy. So what you can do is shoot one of the enemies. It will make an enemy stand up just here. Try and get the headshot if possible. And ideally we want to be bringing them to us and not fighting on the bridge, because fighting on the bridge is quite harsh. They seem to be quite dedicated to our NPC friends, so they're committed to the cause there. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're just gonna... Here we go. Yeah, so this is what I was saying before. It's probably a better idea to actually back up a little bit and take them out from range and stuff. Lock on, get your whip out your kunai, sort of stuff. NPC's back in action. Gonna use kunai. Go, just be careful and not to fall off. That's soul core. So a few bits and bobs to pick up down below the bridge as well, so shimmy on down. Like I say, just be careful not to fall off because it's very, very easy to do that. There's one more enemy, and then make sure to sort of like go to the right here, not forward, because you will fall off that ledge there and die, so that's not good. There we go. Pick up a Inspiriting gem. Those gems are useful for replenishing your yokai shift gauge. So if you need to shift into your yokai form for whatever reason and you don't quite have enough on the gauge, you can use those gems to replenish that. I wouldn't go too crazy with using them because we are going to use, well, we might use some on a boss a little bit later, a few stages down the line, so save at least a few of those for that.
You go on ahead.
Okay, so this area is quite big. There's quite a lot of stuff to do in this area, so I'm going to pump a level onto magic. We part ways with the NPC here. What I forgot to do actually, I think we can set an extra talisman. So if we go to ready magic, and then we can set arch yokai. So we've got 5 of those and 5 of those. A little bit later on we might set the Sloth Talismans, but we're good for now. In fact, let's see if we've got any spaces on our shortcuts. Maybe... I'm not sure if it's going to allow us to ready a sloth, but we'll just give it a try. No, need some more points in magic. See if we can get a level up, potentially, with these stones. No, that's fine. We'll leave that for now, and then we'll come back to that later. So yeah, this area is quite large. Quite a few enemies knocking about here, there, and everywhere. Lots of Kodama, all that stuff. So what we'll do first is go grab the Kodama, which is just follow this round. Up the ladders, and we'll just grab this from behind these boxes and make sure to grab that Kodama. There we go, and then back down. There's quite a few different ways that you can go here, so it's choice is yours really which way you want to explore. I'm going to try and take these out down here, ideally with the rifle. There we go, managed to get all 3. Good stuff. So we can run down and grab all the loot. Right in the middle, and there is a way out the back here for item hidden at the back of this building. And we'll head across. We'll open this gate. Kind of like a shortcut back to the shrine. Take out these enemies in here. A couple of enemies will pop up there, so just watch out for those. These enemies can be a little bit spicy, especially if it's in the sort of dark realm, which we are in at the moment. So just watch out for those. So we've got a company that jumped down from upstairs, which I did not expect, but here we go. They've disappeared back to their dark realm from before. Yeah, so we're going to take those out next. First of all, just clear this floor, grab all the bits down here. And that enemy was just on the floor above. So we'll apply our magic talismans. There we are. Ideally, I'm going to try and fight them down here. I'll do. Watch out for these ranged enemies. I'm not sure if they actually died there. But yeah, there's a couple of ranged enemies kind of waiting for you up the top there, so just watch out for that. You can technically approach that area from a different angle, which might be slightly easier. I know they are still alive. Go take those out real quick. Yeah, so you do have the option to approach that area from a different angle. So this building over here, this is where we kind of originally came into this area. Instead of going downstairs like we did, you can actually go forward and then over here and take them out from this angle instead. And that's an option if it works out easier for you. Okay, so that is that. Then we can push on forward. We'll go this way. A couple of different ways we can go once again. Just going to grab this item and get the shortcut once again back to the shrine. There we go. Then a couple of different options. We'll go for take these guys out first. I think there's a yokai in here, so we'll grab this yokai. Find apply purification. There we go, and then back up. Should do the trick. Yeah, so just some purification on there, then just pop some feathers to finish the enemy off. So that is that. Grab the treasure chest. And head back out. And we've also got this building to explore. A couple of human enemies inside there. Give some feathers there. We've got company, so be careful. There we go. So we'll go check out that building. Just pop that guy in the face. It looks like a mimic chest, so we've got 3 gold bands on this one, so it's going to be a mimic. I'll just whistle first of all. Wait for the gesture. Let's see if I can remember all of these. There we go. That is that. We mimic the mimic. Grab all that stuff. If we do find a Kodama on this stage, we can potentially get an achievement using a soul core. So we'll look for a Kodama and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll head back up here, just pop this guy in the teeth. An item on that little walkway there. I think there's another enemy knocking about. Oh no, we shot that guy earlier, so that's fine. And then we have the last building. A couple of different ways we can approach that. There's a Kodama there, so I'll show you that trick in just a moment. So what we'll do first of all is just head down this passageway around the side of the building first of all. Just take out all the enemies in this area. So I've got someone in here, just give me a 1-2. There we There we go, the key not looking too great there on that one, but there we go. So that is that. Grab the treasure chest. I think there's got a well here. There's like a random enemy that's kind of just like stood looking at a rock, so you can just go pop that enemy over there. That takes care of him. And head back. Follow this round. It kind of leads up to the top of this last building. So basically, there's an achievement with these Sudama. Oh, hold that thought. There we go. So there's an achievement with these Sudama where you can drop them a soul core, and then there's a slight chance that they'll drop you a Kodama soul core, and then if you can get that Kodama soul core to a shrine and then purify it, you get an achievement for doing that. So go over to your soul cores. I'm going to organize that by level. Go down to the lowest level, drop one of those. They'll take the soul core. Okay, so no soul core in return. So like I say, it is quite rare to get a soul core in return, but basically that's how you would get that achievement. So feel free to give that a go. Okay, so we're going to head on in. A few enemies to take out. We've got like a bit of a mini boss guy just down below. Got a red spider lily item there. So we're going to head across, drop down. Grab this loot. We'll come back to the boss in just a second. We've got Kodamas and stuff to grab first, so there is a Kodama just below us. So we'll grab that one. In the corner. The boss is that guy there, so we'll just we'll leave that well, like mini boss for now. We'll just leave him for now. Head back up, pop this guy in the head. Then we have another Kodama just over here. So we'll grab that. Item in the middle. Head on around, just hug the wall to the left there, grab this chest. There we go. You got Ninja's locks in there for extra ninja skill point. You've also got the shinobi box as well. It's very, very useful. So that kind of is that area. You can head on back to where that mini boss was. Try and take out some enemies from ranged, ideally. What we should be able to do here is pop him in the head and then get a critical strike when he falls over. So put on magic first.
This is as far as
I'm just going to go ahead and use all the feathers and stuff here. There we go. Get the mortal core. There's a treasure chest here as well, so we'll grab that. What you could do at this point, if you want to, is rest at the shrine. It's a straight run back to the shrine, but I think there's only one more enemy before we get to another shrine, actually, so we should be okay to proceed forward. Might actually use the shinobi box to restore some stuff. We should be okay. Although it might be a little bit close, but let's give it a go. Go ahead and use kunai and shuriken here. So a lot of the time they will block that, What you can do is be patient, wait for them to run, and then when they start running, they let their guard down, so you can get a few more hits in there. I'm going to go to mid stance for this because we're out of stuff. So usually what I'll do in mid stance against a human is kind of run forward towards them, attack, and then back up. So you can do like a dodge into them using A to dodge forward, and then attack with your mid stance. Get in a few attacks and then drop back. So kind of like dodge forward, mid stance, and then back. Dodge forward, mid stance combo, and then back. So that usually works quite well if you're fighting like human enemies, like melee to melee. And there is indeed a shrine just behind him. But yeah, it might be worth using a shinobi box for that and just making the fight a little bit easier for yourself. So yeah, we're going to pop some points into magic. Let's grab some bits and bobs from around here. I think we've got a Kodama hidden behind these boxes, so we'll grab that. A couple of different ways that we can go now. So we've got a little bit of a secret way down here. I think they both just lead across the bridge, but one's like underneath the bridge and one's like over the top. In fact, what I'm going to do whilst I remember is pop on Sloth Talisman if we can equip one. Yeah, so I'm going to pop that on one of the shortcuts. Sloth Talisman might come in useful. We'll pop it on the left of set 3. This enemy on top is a bit spicy. In fact, it's very spicy. It hits very, very hard. Can shoot its horns. Recommend going for your feathers and stuff for that one. It's a bit of a beast, so just be careful. So that's basically straight over the bridge, but you can also go underneath. You can follow this. I'll do it from the intended route, so just around a corner and drop down. Follow that round. There are a couple of enemies if memory serves, so just be careful. That ranged one there with the rocket thing. I think what we'll do is probably just run over. For that rocket enemy, he's a bit of a spicy meatball, so let's watch out for him. They do quite a lot of damage. Then we'll just high stance this one. That'll do. A couple of bits and bobs knocking about on the bridge. You can just follow that up. And we are kind of coming towards the end-ish of the stage. A few more bits and bobs to do first. Take out this enemy here. There we go. Ideally, you want these to jump forward. When they do the big jump in the air, and then you can get them after the jump. It's one of the best times to attack them. A couple of different ways we can go once again. I think what we'll do is probably... In fact, we'll go the drop down way. So you can drop down here. I think there's a little bit of a sort of a secret way around, so you can drop down and drop down again. You've got a Kodama there. Make sure to grab that one. Then we're going to follow this pathway around. I think there's like an elemental type enemy that pops out here, so just watch out for the elemental. Just hidden there, look, so you can just give it a quick... feather. Tickle with the feathers, sorts it right out. Then up the ladders. And we're going to be approaching one of those walls from behind. This is the hot spring for this stage, one and only hot spring for this stage. Grab this if you're going for the hot spring achievement. Have a nice soak. And then we're going to approach the wall from behind. Just press B. This removes the talisman and the wall just disappears. And that's that. A couple of enemies in here, so just watch out for the enemies that are kind of waiting around for us. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking so that we don't miss any of the stuff. Watch out here because these guys will pack a punch. And resort to feathers for safety. Will do. But yeah, that guy can absolutely destroy you with that Adachi, so just watch out for that. Grab the soul core. Don't go that way just yet down there, that's the boss. We'll just wait a sec before heading that way. We've got a little bit more to do. So, what we can do on this bit is be a little bit cheeky. And if we smash that crystal, I believe it takes away the key of all the enemies. So ideally you want to smash this. If you can do. Just be careful because... Okay, hold that thought. We'll take him on normally. If you can get it without this guy jumping you, then I think it deletes the enemy's key. Which is very, very useful. We'll just go for the standard feathers and kunai combo. But yeah, sometimes if you can be a little bit cheeky, you can smash this before he gets over to you, but keep in mind that the crystal actually regenerates its health as well. But yeah, there we go, that's deletes quite a lot of enemies and stuff if you can get that first, but... Okay, so we've got a couple more things to do. Before we finish off, that's the shortcut. We probably should rest at a shrine as well before taking on the boss. Scampus here. I'll try and leave that for now and try and remember where it is. And we may be able to use that Scampus for the boss. As long as I can remember. Oh, there's two actually. So we're going to grab the Kodama. I think you have to go up and around for this Kodama. So let's go up this slope. Follow that around, across. Item here. I think this is the last Kodama, if memory serves. It should be anyway. Hidden behind here. Yeah, there we go. That's all Kodama for the stage. We've got the hot springs. I've got the one hot spring for the stage. We've got all the Kodama. That's all that. So what we should do is rest at a shrine. Grab a Scampus, head towards the boss. If you can get away with it, if you've got enough stuff, you don't necessarily need to rest at a shrine, but I've used quite a lot of my stuff, so it'd be a better idea for me to rest first before jumping in to the boss. Going to use these spirit stones, might be able to pop out a cheeky level if we're lucky. So this boss is very similar to the boss that we've fought before. It's just going to be a case of trying to put purification on and then applying feathers, purification, getting the confusion status, and then just smashing a bunch of feathers to take down his health. I think this boss is particularly weak to fire. Shinobi stuff. We'll hang fire on the shinobi stuff for now. Or the ninjutsu stuff. On my own magic, we'll pop some more points into rejuvenation. We can level up, so we're going to keep committing to that magic stat for now. And yeah, this boss is quite weak to fire, so if you've got any fire stuff, that would be awesome for this boss. What we'll do is go for Sacred Water, Purifying Salt. Could ideally do with some Magic Regen, but we are going to get a Scampus. In fact, to be on the safe side, I'm going to use a Fruit, just to pump up that magic a little bit. The rest of the stuff should be fine. We've got the Magic Talismans, the Purification Talismans, the Feathers, Sacred Water. We'll probably use a Sacred Water in there as well. We've got Yokai Shift if we need it. We'll probably try and pop a Sloth Talisman on if it can get him. Ideally, I want to try and save my items and stuff, so I might just try and run through to the boss. This might be quite fast, but what we might have to do is apply some talismans and stuff before we get to the last. There's a few human enemies. Grab the Scampus here. There's a few human enemies just before the boss itself, so we might have to apply the stuff before going into those human enemies like here. So we'll aggro us. I'm going to use Magic Talisman, the Purification, Sacred Water, and just run through. And try and get him with a Sloth Talisman first of all. Then try and apply Purification to him. And then Feathers, so let's go. Dodge that. Okay, so we've got... He's out of key. I'm going to try and get the fire ones when he's out of key, because the fire ones, so use the lightning ones first. There we go. So use the lightning ones first to get his key taken away. He's got no key remaining, and then use the fire ones secondary, because the fire ones will do more damage because he's weak to fire. The water ones, I don't think they do much, to be honest. They don't do a lot of damage. So what I did there is basically get the Sloth Talisman on him first of all, so he was quite slow, and then use that to my advantage by running behind him, flipping some salt in his face, and then I followed that up with Fire Feathers. Although he restored his key because he went into the Dark Realm, so then I took away his key in the Dark Realm using the Lightning Feathers, and then took advantage of that when his key was gone by using the Fire Feathers. There we go. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.